Of course, that wasn't the only news over the weekend. A lot of stuff happening in the more recent days. But before we talk about AEW, I do want to ask what you thought of the decision to not take the belt off of Roman and put it on Drew. We had the big clash at the castle, a huge show. Everybody remembers how important SummerSlam '92 was. Not even to just Great Britain, but the whole UK, man. They were
I
obsessed with
was
that,
there.
and it was a special moment to see one of their own win the championship in the last match, even if it was the Intercontinental. So I think a lot of people, myself included, thought, well, hypothetically, we don't need Rock and Roman to be a title match if that's the direction they're headed. It would be a huge match with or without a
That
championship
that
on the
was
line.
that was just Jeff's thinking. That
But
was
what do you
Jeff.
think?
We had a
Were you
debate about
surprised
that.
to see that Drew didn't get his hand raised?
Well, it's not that Drew didn't deserve not to win it, but if you're going to eventually, if that's the plan, which we all hope it is, and I'm sure the company hopes it is. I'm assuming the company never hope or assume anything, but if the plan is to Rock and Roman, I just think that the word, ladies and gentlemen, for the World Heavyweight Championship are very important in that match.
Yeah.
And I think taking the belt off Roman and taking nothing away from Drew could very easily carry it and be a good champion as well. But the big match for the company, maybe one of the biggest of all time, obviously is Rock, if he elects to do that, and Roman. So why take any luster off Roman? The way they did it didn't hurt Drew at all. And Drew, is always going to be great.
Also over the weekend, one of the other big news and notes coming out of Cardiff was the idea that Dominic turned on his father, Rey Mysterio. What do you think
He
that
looked good
created?
last night.
What do you think?
I loved it. He pulled it off. It looked great, and I liked. They've got that new little faction together. I like that.
Yeah.
But he fits really well in that faction. I like it. Good for him. Get out from under his dad. What a great relationship they have, and so what a way to get him out on his own and let him do his own thing. I tell you, he doesn't always want to be Ray's son. He wants to be Dominic Mysterio, and he looked the part last night. He looked good, his hair slicked back and everything, black vest. I really enjoyed it.
I'm curious if you had a chance to see Gunther and Sheamus. Of all the folks we've talked about on the main roster, I don't think you and I have ever even broached the subject of Gunther. What do you think of Gunther? And did you get a chance to see his performance with Sheamus?
I did not. Was it good?
It was great.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling fans think he's going to be a big star. And I was just curious have you seen any of Gunther's stuff yet?
I have. Yeah. He's big, powerful guy, but a lot of finesse as well.
And then, of course, the wrestling world is
how big is he? 280?
Well, that's the thing. He's really done a body transformation. You saw him, and maybe you didn't see it, but down in NXT, he was a different human being than he is here on the main roster. He's really dialed in his physique and his dieting and his training regimen. He looks like a different person. He looks phenomenal.
Like, how much does he weigh? 250?
It'd be tough for me to guess. Maybe. Let's talk about AEW. The rest of the world.
Well, I'm just saying he'd be a great opponent for Brock down the line.
Oh, for sure. I think he'd be a great opponent for Roman or Drew or any of those guys.
Yeah, Randy.
Of course, right now he's sporting the Intercontinental title, but a lot of people think it's just a matter of time before he's got some new hardware.